Today we're going to make a living wall. Now it's really simple because I've designed it within boxes, within a box, within a box, within a box. Once you learn how to make a box, you can make a bookshelf, you can make a table, and in this case, we're going to make a living wall. To start out, whenever I'm doing a lot of batching of staining, I like to stain everything all at once, let it dry, and then I start to cut. Once we put it together, we'll go back and touch it up. So we're going to make 9 boxes, specifically designed to be 18 by 18. That means the top one is going to be 18 inches, the bottom one is going to be 18 inches, and the 2 sides will be 16 and a half. That creates an 18 by 18 inch box. We've got 3 styles. We've got horizontal slats, vertical slats, and then we've got a really cool dimensional front. So all we got to do is cut a bunch of wood. All right, so let's make a square. I told you 18 inches goes on the bottom, 18 inches goes on the top, 16 and a half to either side. And the most important thing is a speed square because we want to make sure that all those corners are perfectly 90 degrees. You better make sure that that's a nice square. All right, so I'm going to put glue on my wood. Good, here we go. Great. Nice. Perfect square. We'll repeat the same thing on this side and work our way around. All right, and we've got ourselves a square. Very nice. Now we got to make it special. We need 7 slats, so we're going to cut those. Guess what the same size is? 16 and a half. It's going to fit right in the middle. Here we go. So we've got our center one right in place. I'm using the same 3/4 pieces as spacers, and now I'll just put them in, put in the spacers, put the next one, put in the spacers, and we should have 1 in the middle and 3 to either side to equal 7. So we've got all of our slats in place. Now we're going to talk about a cleat system. And a cleat system is basically one piece of wood at an angle that gets installed on the wall, and when you put them together, they can't go past the wall. So it's the best way to hold weight and also to distribute the load that you're going to put on the wall. So I'm going to take this piece and install it in here. And there you go, we've got our first box with our cleat, our slats. We just have to fill some putty, give it some more stain, and seal it. But we're going to move on to the next style of box, and all that consists of is another box just like this, and we're going to customize it just a little bit different. Here we go. We've got another box. This is another style. We're actually going to put a pot in here, and there'll be plants in here of different heights. So, it's kind of boring, right? Don't like that. I do not like boring. So, you guys might laugh at me, but I save scraps of wood. So what I'm thinking is we're going to play with the front of this and we're going to give it some texture and dimension. So I'm just going to start like this, filling the space. All right, and the last detail is we need to put a little piece of wood to catch the pots. And there you go, and all we have to do now is fill all the nail holes with putty, but I'm not going to use sandpaper to sand it back. I'm actually going to wipe it back. right, so we have now 9 boxes for our plan of the living wall. Now to finish it off, I want to make a picture frame around it. So first I need a box, and then I'm going to put a picture frame over that. So we're going to make another box. So we have finished our last box, and then we put a picture frame on it. It's the only place that we're doing actually a 45. I've puttied the holes, I put a second layer of stain, and then I also polyurethaned it. Now we're gonna take all of the pieces, we're gonna go hang it on the wall. All right, we've got a frame in place and we've got the cleat system in place. It's really all about making sure that they're level so that when you put them in, they're gonna all sit level and plumb to each other. We're gonna hang it here. It comes down and it catches it, just like that. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna install a drip system, an actual system that by remote control will be able to water all of our plants. It's running on this little tube, and I drilled it backwards. I drilled the holes backwards because my water system is up top. I'm going to use gravity to bring it down, and I've got different clips to make it all work. So we're all done, but construction was only one part of the project. The living wall only becomes a living wall when you put in the living plants. We've got a drip system, we added a rope light, and it all comes together. This is not only construction, this is construction art. For this and more, visit us at familyhandyman.com.